I witnessed something last weekend that just hurt my marketing soul. So much so that it prompted me to make this video about it. It reminded me of two simple marketing truths that can sometimes get lost in the mix when a small business is trying to market themselves and grow. So I'm going to share what I saw and what you need to take away from it. In case you don't know, I'm Brandy with LYFE Marketing, the digital marketing agency with a mission to help small businesses grow. Okay, so what I saw, or more accurately what I heard. My aunt was trying to get her cable box replaced, but the address she needed it replaced at is at a house that's going through major renovation. So she needed it sent to the place where she's temporarily staying so that she can have it and then bring it with her to set it up at the permanent house once the house is ready. The first time she got on the phone with the cable company, they told her, "We can't ship it to a residence you're not permanently staying at. You'll need to get one locally in store." So she went to her local store. They told her they can't sell her one in store for the address in that area. She needs to go to the store that's closest to that house. So she goes to the store closest to the house that's being renovated, since that's the house the cable box will eventually be in. They tell her they can't sell her one either, and I don't even remember what their reasoning was. Finally, my aunt got so tired of being given the runaround that she just went with another cable company. It's one of those things as a marketer that I look at the company like, what are you doing? Because here you have somebody who not only wants to purchase your product, they're going way out of their way to try and purchase the product, and you're making it so hard for them. So marketing truth number one that I was reminded of from that story, keep the product accessible. This probably sounds obvious, but the cable company my aunt was trying to work with is a pretty big, well-known cable company. So it seems like even the top companies forget this sometimes. Keep your product or service accessible. Don't waste thousands in ad spend, labor, marketing efforts, time, and energy marketing your product, trying to get the consumer to purchase, only to make it near impossible for them to do so. In my aunt's case, they were making her physically run around multiple towns to try and get it. There are other ways that you can ensure your product is accessible. Number one, having it available. If it's a product, that means having it in stock. If it's a service, it means having the staff available to execute that service. Number two, make sure your website is working properly. If you capture leads, make sure the contact form works. If you sell products, ensure that the checkout screen works. I actually have another story related to this that happened to me that exemplifies why this is so important. So I signed up for this retail store's credit card because I wanted the rewards you get with it. 15% off your first purchase using it, you get double points in every order, blah, blah, blah. I signed up for it that day specifically because that day was the second to last day their site was up to 60% off. So my order would have been 75% off, y'all. It was a good deal. Well, you know how when you sign up for a retail credit card, it takes a minute for the physical card to come in the mail, so they give you a temporary digital number to use until then? That's what I was using to try and check out with my order. In fact, I didn't even have to type it in. The website automatically made that my payment method, but it wouldn't let me check out. Tried it a few times that night, tried it again the next morning, but it kept saying problem processing and to check the payment method. But the payment method is their credit card that they gave me the info for. I had already looked into whether I needed to activate the card or something, but it said you just need to activate the physical card once you get it in the mail. It didn't say I needed to activate my temporary digital card. So I tried to use their live chat support and it took me to a 404 page. Didn't work. I called their support phone number and it would ring once and then hang up on me. And it did that 3 times. At this point, I'm getting super annoyed because since it's now the next day, it is the last day to get my 75% off. And when I signed up for the credit card, it said I only had a limited time to use my 15% off. So finally, the 4th time I called the support number, it went through and I got a hold of a real person. They then had to transfer me to 3 different departments with wait times in between each one until finally Protection Services unlocked my card on her end for me. Why they didn't just transfer me to the right department from the start, I have no idea. The lady who unlocked my card said sometimes it does that when you try to check out with a digital card before you've gotten the physical card in the mail. And I got what I wanted, so I didn't press the issue at the time, but in my head, especially as a marketer, I was like, that sounds like a problem y'all need to fix, because when people sign up for the credit card, I'm sure, like me, they want to use their 15% off discount right away. And the website prompts you to use the temporary digital card. So that's a lot of consumer frustration that you're putting people through. And truth be told, if the 60% off site-wide sale hadn't been going on, I would have definitely given up in this process earlier and not bought anything. But so anyway, after that, I was finally able to put my order in, 15 hours after I first tried to put my order in. And this was not a small business, you guys. This was, again, a pretty big company, proving that sometimes things you think should be obvious, such as making your product or service available to purchase, aren't. Now, before I get into the second marketing truth that I took away from both of these stories, I gotta mention super quickly that if you'd rather have a professional marketing agency just handle all of your digital marketing for you so that A, stuff like what we've been talking about doesn't slip through the cracks, and B, so you can reap the benefits of sales coming in without having to fuss with the marketing yourself, you should know that we do that for small businesses every day. So if you're interested in getting a free custom marketing proposal and quote to go with it, fill out our contact form. I've linked it below. All right, marketing truth number 2 that I was reminded of in both of those circumstances is to simplify your product. If your product or service is complicated, confusing, and or hard to get, people are not buying it. People don't buy what they don't understand. So here are a couple ways you can simplify your product or service. Number 1, limit the amount of clicks or steps they have to make to buy it. I hate when you're just trying to check out with a product on a site and they hit you with 3 different pop-ups. Did you want this? Did you want to sign up for emails? Are you sure you didn't want to add this to your cart? Or how about this? Or did you want to sign up for text messages? No. And number 2, explain the service like you're explaining it to a middle schooler. The average reading level for adults in the US is 7th to 8th grade. So don't get hung up on industry jargon or spend a paragraph explaining how everything works. Break down your service into a simple sentence or 2 in a way that anybody can understand. For example, how did I describe LYFE Marketing when I introduced myself at the start of this video? I said the digital marketing agency with a mission to help small businesses grow. Because that's all you need to know if it's the first time you're hearing about us. You don't need to know the nitty-gritty yet about tracking pixels and lookalike audiences and retargeting. We'll get to all that at a later date, but for now, you know we help with marketing and you benefit from it, and that's all you need to know. Take what you offer and try to put it in the same template. And number 3, work with the customer. In the example with my aunt and the cable company, all of it could have been avoided if the first person she spoke with on the phone either let her know up front that they're not able to do what she's asking for, or that they can, but they need to make a couple calls or do XYZ first to make it happen. If you just give the customer the runaround without actually knowing if you're solving their problem or not, you're just fueling what could later be a dumpster fire. So work with the customer when possible, and remember this doesn't mean to let customers walk all over you or take a loss on the sale. If you saw this video, then you know you should specifically not work with customers that try to break your boundaries from the start. But if there's a route within reason in which you can help the customer achieve their end goal, then take that route. You'll have a very happy customer who will likely appreciate the extra mile you went for them as opposed to a potential customer who now thinks poorly of your business. And I'll see you guys in the next episode.